So Tom Cruise, who is famous for, not doing a lot of interviews, but when he does interviews, Tom Cruise has a tendency of, not holding back. Whether it was the Oprah Winfrey one Kyle was talking about when he was jumping up saying, I love her. I'm in love. I love her on the couch, all this stuff, acting like a kid. And then,
he needs to be on a couch. He's kind of, anyways.
Yeah.
Vertically challenged.
That's interesting. By the way, if you ever said that to his face, he'd be very pissed off.
Sorry,
please publicly
Tom,
apologize
I'm
right
sorry
now.
right now,
Retract that
Tom.
statement.
In high heels, I'm taller than you.
Have you ever seen him with Matt Lauer, the interview where they're debating Ritalin and Brooke Shields and all that stuff? You ever seen that or not? Let me tell you, there's a part of him, there's a part of Tom I like a lot.
He's fiery dude.
No,
man.
it's not the fiery dude. When he says, do you know what Ritalin does? Do you know what these drugs do?
Yeah.
Have you actually looked at what these drugs do? He says, Matt, you need to do your research. No, you got to go because you're the journalist. So there's certain things he takes that I like what he says. But he had a meltdown a couple days ago, and it was recorded, and here's what it sounded like. And I think Kai has the recording. Let's see if he has the right one.
Oh my gosh, I've got it. We need a visual here, for heaven's sake.
No, they don't have a visual. Just a recording. One of the employees apparently recorded him losing his mind. So
let's get a picture of a modern-day Tom Cruise, though, Kat. Let's get some visual to it.
Put one we can use so they don't come back saying you used the wrong one.
Or pull up the story, because he's out there.
Okay.
Let's hear this.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
You got the audio? Audio. If you got.
We're in Hollywood making movies right now because of us. Because they believe in us and what we're doing. I'm on the phone with every studio at night. Insurance companies. Producers. And they're looking at us and using us to make their movies. We are creating thousands of jobs, you I don't ever want to see it again. Ever! And if you don't do it, you're fired. And I see you do it again, you're gone. And anyone on this crew does it. That's it. And you too, and you too, and you. Don't you ever do it again. That's it. No apologies. You can tell it to the people that are losing their homes because our industry is shut down. It's not going to put food on their table or pay for their college education. That's what I sleep with every night. And the future of this industry. So I'm sorry, I'm beyond your apologies. I have told you, and now I want it. And if you don't do it, you're out. We are not shutting this movie down.
He's not messing around.
Is it understood? If I see it again, you're gone. And so are you. So you're going to cost him his job. And I see it on the set, you're gone. And you're gone. That's it. Am I clear? Do you understand what I want? Do you understand the responsibility that you have? Because I will deal with your reason. And if you can't
It's like the scene from Tropic Thunder.
Life,
I will.
you're fired.
You know the scene I'm talking about.
That is it.
Tropic Thunder. Tom showed up.
When he plays the when he plays the super agent.
Patrick, do you think he's requiring the vaccine?
So when you hear this, how do you process it when you hear this? What do you think about?
What was the infraction?
So apparently, they were a little too close when they were the editors. They were a little too close. It was less than 6 feet, and he lost it.
I gotta agree with Tom on this one. Okay, maybe not in the manner in which he completely had a freaking meltdown, but understand what he said. I'm the one that this falls on.
Yeah.
I gotta deal with the insurance companies. I'm creating thousands of jobs. Me. But the reality is, if he wasn't so over the top, he actually has a point here. All these people are working.
So he should have said, I'm creating these jobs.
Hey,
guys. Do me a
guys.
favor and just please stop.
Right.
Like he should have said like that.
If he didn't have that meltdown, we would not be talking about him. But this is very Tom Cruise-ish.
Look.
He does have truth to what he's saying.
The movie industry has suffered. I mean, if there's
Yes.
Here's a shout out to Gavin Newsom. Here's a first and last.
Wow. He wants it. Go for it. Go for it. He is looking forward to this one.
He has
Employee of the Year.
He has deemed studios in LA to be essential and allowed them to stay open.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Okay.
How's that food at French Laundry?
By the way, they just got a $3.5 million PPP loan. I think they just got it. And a big loan. Not a
restaurant?
No, they just got, his business got $350,000, his vineyard. And I think French Laundry got a massive check as well. What if French Laundry just get a check on, go to French Laundry, PP, $2.4 million one day ago. And PPP funding 17 times more than the average restaurant in the Bay Area. They got $2.4 million. French Laundry is what they got. So
Gavin Newsom.
There are better places to eat in the Wine Valley.
So here's a question for you. By the way, just so you know, 5 of his staffers quit this morning. Tom Cruise. Word just came out an hour ago. 5 of his staffers quit this morning. Right before we went live, 5 of his staffers quote from the what do you call it, the set. But there's a couple ways I process this. Number one way I process this is this guy's putting his own money on the line. Mm-hmm. He's paid all the whatever things he has to do to make it right. He spent $500,000 of his own money to make this movie.
Because he's also the producer.
He is.
Mission Impossible.
So he's putting his own money on the line. So there's a couple ways you process. Some are saying, some are speculating, saying this was intentional. He said this because he wants to be seen and heard responsible. Some are saying he did this intentional, the recording to leak, because he's trying to use it to promote the movie that's coming out. I don't know about that. I don't know. What I will tell you is there's one thing about Tom Cruise. The guy loves what he does for a living. Mm-hmm. And the guy loves working. You're hearing a guy that is sick of not being able to do his art and his craft that he loves. Just so you know, Scientology, I interviewed one time a guy named Mark Headley. Once I interviewed that guy, I got emails from the headquarters of Scientology, okay? I got blocked by many Scientologists after I did it. I just did the interview. And if you watch the interview, you would see me challenging Mark Headley on what Scientology church did to him. So it's not an interview of Mark's like, I'm successful, I'm a millionaire, I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, where did you learn that work ethic from? He says, I guess I know where you're going with this. I probably learned how to work out from being part of the Church of Scientology. I said, so where you worked, what? He says, anywhere I've worked, people have said I've never met somebody that works this hard. Anyways, the moment I touched Scientology, blocked from a bunch of different people that are Scientologists, okay? And I got messages. You set that aside with Tom Cruise, this guy's a stud and a half.
He jumps out of airplanes.
The guy's a freaking stud.
I mean, he does his own stunts.
He's a stud. He's not a media, he's not coming out saying, hey, look at me. I don't even know if he's got an Instagram account. I don't think he's on Twitter. I don't think he cares if you know what he wears, what he does. He doesn't care to show to the shows. He still never won an Oscar. One of the best actors of all time to have never won an Oscar. This guy's done.
You had me at Hello.
You had me at Hello. He did Jerry Maguire, which he crushed it. He did Top Gun.
Risky Business.
Forget about those movies. He did A Few Good Men. He did The Rain Man. And when he did Rain Man, Dustin Hoffman won. So many of the people that did movies with him won, but this guy's never won something.
He's going to be one of these guys.
Are you freaking kidding me?
He's going to get a Lifetime Achievement Award.
That's pathetic. The guy is a brilliant guy.
Is he 60 yet? How old is he, Kai?
He's got to be up there.
I'm guessing he's late 50s.
Yeah,
but
you know what?
I'm going 59.
You're also guessing that he's more in shape than anybody else in here in his late 50s.
58.
Okay. Here's a guy.
Looks great.
He looks great.
Stressed out, though.
No doubt about it, he's stressed out. But that's a stressed out of a person to me.
But what was he saying? Go back to your vaccine
responsible.
comment.
Be responsible.
I'm on the phone with insurance companies at night. So you're saying CEOs should not require vaccines, and yet they're talking to their insurance companies about bringing their workers back into the office.
Yeah, but he lost 5 staffers. So meaning there's a risk for whatever position you take. The point I'm trying to make to you is everybody.
He's going to replace them in 5 minutes.
But I know he's going to replace them in 5 minutes. It's the annoying phase of trying to replace somebody that's doing a job that you got to go and say, put it out there, find somebody, wait a week, qualifying, background check, 2-week notice.
I got it.
It's not an easy thing that we're talking.
I hear you.
It's time. It's the 3 weeks that you don't want to take with the set people being there, right? So, but here's where I'm going with this part. Look who ended up seeing like the dick here, the asshole here. Who? Tom Cruise is the asshole. He's the CEO. The CEO of the project ended up being the asshole because he's trying to do what's responsible, and still the world is saying, what a freaking asshole, What a freaking asshole this guy is, and he doesn't care about this and he doesn't care about that. You don't think he has pressure that no one knows about? You think the pressure he has is money pressure? You think he wakes up in the morning and says, I got to pay my bills? You think it's that pressure? Or you think it's the pressure of, let me do my work and my art and go back to being one of the guys, please be responsible so the media's not.
People are relying on us to send their kids to college. People are relying on us to put food on the table. I will defend a lot of what he was saying, because he was saying the industry is using this filming as a benchmark to see, to measure the efficacy of opening up filmmaking again in a bigger way, where we are representative of something bigger than just this movie. He said that. He spoke for employees throughout the industry. He sounded
like an ambassador. He sounded like a pissed off ambassador saying, we're going to set the tone for everybody else.
He has a really creative usage of the F word. He can use it in many different ways, grammatically speaking.
I tell you one thing, if you ever listened to how we spoke in the military, you would think we had an obsession with the F-bomb. It was every other word was so,
that's why they say cussing like a sailor.
Yeah, sports, military. I'm sure you're on the set. You're ticked off. I mean, you guys seen Christian? You ever saw Christian Bale lose it?
Oh,
you ever seen Christian Bale lose it? So you think about the people that have lost it. Chris Berman lost it once. Does anybody here know what the F they're doing? Does anybody know their job?
Berman?
You've never seen Chris Berman lose? I would show it if YouTube wouldn't censor. But you don't
know. Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly. Let's do it live. Let's do it live.
Go live.
Oh God.
You ever seen Glenn Beck lose it?
He's notorious.
Okay, yes, you're right, Karen. We should do this. All you rich people, shut up! You've never seen that? Oh my!
Did you see?
Best one out of everybody.
Have you guys already cutting? Did you the Rick Santelli thing? CNBC.
Oh yeah. I saw Rick.
That
Santelli.
was wait.
Yes, of course.
With Andrew Ross.
Of course, yeah. He says there has to be a better way than this. There has to be.
Yeah.
And then the last guy says, "So how's that working out for you?"
How's that working out for you, Rick?
But I respect him for being able to push the envelope with his own coworkers.
You know what this all reminds me of? This every single meltdown. Speaking of Tom Cruise,
tell us.
I want the truth.
Yeah.
I want the truth.
And he doesn't have an Oscar.
You can't handle the
truth.
And
he doesn't have an Oscar.
That's what it reminds me of.
How do you not have an Oscar
Pat,
from A Few Good Men?
I want the truth.
Dude, I've been looking for that for 42 years. I want the truth as well. So it's been a lifelong mission. Lifelong mission. Okay, so is that enough to get Tom Cruise out of our system? Is that the Tom Cruise?
I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Let's just finish it up. Let's just finish it up and go home. I thought I was
gotta
plenty.
throw someone under the bus here.
Who's this?
I have to.
Kai?
I gotta throw Mario under the bus. I love Mario.
Watch. I think it's Mario that's shutting down today's.
Mario.
Well,
the Chinese.
Watch. He's gonna pull the T1 line.
Mario was here early this morning.
No. Watch. Mario's about to walk in. He's about to walk in with a CCP shirt on. And
we have our pitch stories. Danielle was on Zoom yesterday. You walked out of the meeting. I'm left with Eric and Kai and Mario. We're like, all right, guys, let's wrap up what stories we want to do. I go, hey, I think we should cover this Tom Cruise story. It's pretty big. Mario's like, no, I don't think that. I think maybe that's different. Something. I go, I think it's a pretty big story. I think people are going to be interested in it. It's Tom Cruise. No, I don't know. We're going back and forth.
You cannot have a female in the room who pauses the volleyball scene in Top Gun and say Tom Cruise and not talk about it. I'm sorry. You gotta go there.
Okay.
Top Gun.
Is he a top 10 best looking male actor of all time? Would you put him as a top 10?
I'll let Danielle.
He looks like he's in your top.
I'm like, yes. Don't say no, Danielle. Not to my Tommy boy.
Well,
is he a top 10?
Let me put it this way. The fact that he's a badass makes him more attractive than he actually is.
I so agree with you. I so agree with you. Yeah, I think he's a badass. Look, I give him a pass on this one because I think of him as a CEO, frustrated, annoyed, trying to do the responsible thing.
I give him a pass because he was speaking for the employees who want to work in this country.
I respect
He's a capitalist.
Good for him. Yeah. So no negative from me about Tom here.
To wrap this story up,
a bit of a potty mouth,
I pulled a Tom Cruise on Mario. You don't want to do the Tom Cruise story? Fuck it, we won't do it. He's like, all right, we'll do this.
Hello.
I'm sorry, Danielle.
Family-friendly show here?
Yes.
Oh, this is a family-friendly show.
Dude, her 4 kids watch this show. What are you doing? So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.